Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so I just can I just jump into it?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't like okay.
Okay.
One I'm like, holy shit, like what am I gonna do when my parents pass away and if I'm still like the only one alive? Like if I get into trouble or like problems in general, like anything, or just like I feel alone. Oh my god, like no one's gonna be there and two. Since Mick has not talked to me and since he did say like he just doesn't want to have any kind of like relationship. Well, he wrote like, yeah, I can't finally like we don't want to ever talk ever again, something like that. Like just some final message. I'm like, okay, Brandon's like the only person I can talk to, and it just makes me feel again, please don't leave. But I'm like, I don't want to like beg for people, but I really feel like, okay, you're like the only person now who just actually talks to me. Maybe because of a mix of people being busy, or just they don't like me, or I don't like them, or just other reasons. For like Wow, like I was like sleepy when I called you earlier and then I slept again. I woke up and you know when after you sleep you're kind of like groggy or like yeah, something like that. Yeah, like I'm groggy but at the same time like no, I think I have real worries too like and then five like the past couple days I've had cold sweat of anxiety or I don't even know if it's anxiety but just like my heart is also weak. Like it just tends to race a lot as well.
Yeah.
But it's also worse when I like feel like so it might just be a physical condition and I know my dad has like a history of like heart attacks. But like in general, like yeah, the cold sweats plus like heart beating really quickly and racing and then like existential worries on top of that. It's like a lot. And then next thing is like five, like okay, there are two things that's really bothering me. Like one, I just really feel like I'm dumb. I'm like, how did it take until 27 to realize I should have like at least had some videos of my parents just for me, like just for them, like just them like if my parents had died at like when I if I were like age 16 or anything before age like okay, the first video of my mom, that's 1 second, is like when I was like 19 or 20. So if I had died at any point before then, I wouldn't have anything, like I'm sorry, if my parents had died at any
Mhm.
point before age 20 when I turned age 20, I wouldn't have anything, and it's like, am I dumb? Seriously, am I dumb?
No. No.
Like, I just didn't so I thought about it, I'm like, "Why didn't I do that?" And I'm like, well, I never even really recorded myself that much, like, I told you I had, like, 2 lost videos when I was 14 that I made for me. They're lost, I can't find them anymore, but, like and then I remember, like, just me making like a couple of like videos of me playing piano or the flute when I was 18. I still have those. But it's like some of them are like no face or you just see my back, but I still have them. But it's like, why the fuck did it never occur to me to like at least like do some of my parents back then? I mean, I'm doing some now, but it's not the same. Also, please tell me if it's like you're tired. But like, yeah, like wow, holy shit, I'm so fucking dumb sometimes. And then I'm like, so what did I do in my early mid-20s? Like I made like a couple videos in 2019 and 18, just like maybe 5 or so, and then I just stopped in 2020.
Yep.
The only video I made was for the post seminar at McGill.
Mhm.
2021, I have like a 1 second snap that I sent you, and like, what the fuck? And 2022, like have like another 1 second snap. 2023, I just made some Snapchats with Nino. 2024, like mid 2024 and later, I made like Snapchats with my mom, just her like kissing me or something, like on the head or like waving.
Mhm.
2025, that's when it kind of like exploded more. That's when I started making more personal like videos. So ChatGPT said I have like PTSD possibly. I know I do, cause like I kind of had that for a long time. So I'll tell you something else. Like um, I have been like in multiple like situations where I just feel like yeah, um, it's just not healthy. Like high, yeah, like highly like I don't know how to say like not like just relationships that don't work well. So uh yeah, I do have PTSD from a lot of these things, but I think I don't know. It's just like informal speculation. But then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm almost turning 30 in like a year and a half. So I mean, can you forgive yourself if you didn't have any videos of your parents?
Yeah.
Wait, you could?
Well, there's no point in dwelling on something if you don't have it. You have to just make do with what you can do in the here and now.
Yeah, and then like, the thing is like, I don't really want to experience the future sometimes. Like, okay, I want to live sometimes, but then there are times when I think I don't want to even experience the future because, like, I'm aware of the uncertainty of everything. Like, even if you have a child, they could betray you or like leave you. Even if you try to do your PhD, like it could. Even if you get what you want, like with your certain goals, like there's always like a trade off. Like if you have a child, like our family, it's a lot of work or like and then if you go for a PhD, even if you get like a job, you have to bounce around cities, stuff like that, right? And even if you
Hmm.
like, I don't know, like get married, you could always get divorced eventually, or something could happen that like, yeah, like relationships can be dangerous if they're not good and healthy.
True.
So everything has like risks, and you want to try to minimize the risks, but at the same time, like even if you try to minimize risks, they just happen. They're like just
That
things
is
beyond
also very.
control. And like just knowing these dark realities of life, it sucks. I know that like okay, so ChatGPT was saying like yeah, when people turn like 18 or so, that's when they start to realize like why is life so hard? Like no one told me about these things. Well, I've kind of always known like that life was hard now, but like I am actually wondering like why no one told me about these things like about life. I only like even though I started learning more about like things that people didn't teach me, like money, relationships when I was in my early 20s on my own, like just searching for it on Google and stuff like that. No,
Yeah.
it's still fuck with me. Like I don't have a relationship and my finances are really bad. So oh, and I talked to a lot of psychics, right, in 2021. Like, um, yeah, I really regret not like keeping more like voice records of that because I'm like now they're all gone. So like I don't really have access to them. So
Hmm.
also like could you just like never not be my friend, please? Because I'm like, yeah, who's gonna just be there for me? I'm tired, but like, yeah, who's gonna just be there for me? Because that's
Yes.
like, yeah, hopefully, because like, Glenn's like, like, he was like talking to me. He was like the first friend I've ever had. So I never really had a close friend besides Glenn, and that was all. That's so sad. Yeah, like, and then he just like left. And, but yeah, like, it's just lost time, right? And like, sometimes I feel 14, 40, or 18, but like, I, yeah, no, I can't change the clock. Like, I can't. I can't hit the pass button. I'm like, yeah, something. So what can we do? I don't know how to. Yeah, I don't want to be alone. Like, it's like gone too.
Mhm.
And I'm like, what if it happens again? I'm like, fuck. I took so much precaution to protect myself from all these like bad situations. Like, I just didn't even leave my room in the pandemic, or so. And as you can tell, like, I was like not even going out that much. Like, it took like a lot of like, I don't know, like encouragement from you or like Jordan to like even go take a walk outside. And then in Montreal, and then all of us like, and I also like kept my doors locked, all these things, and still like I got fucked over by Nino. Like, um, you know what I mean? Like he attacked me and stuff. So
Yep.
it just makes me wonder, like, fuck, like I've done so much to try to like minimize all these risks of like financial problems, career fallout. Like I pursued academia, I taught, I diversified my risks. I diversified also my education and skills. I learned a different like skill, like a practical skill set instead of just like pure academia. Like I learned how to like English teaching, stuff like that. Oh, I learned piano, music, languages. So why the fuck am I so poor? You know? Like I'm not saying I need to be balling in money and like swimming in cash, but like it would be nice to not be in like basic survival mode at this point, you know? And I'm
True.
aware ChatGPT is like, yeah, that's when people start realizing like hard work. Like why doesn't people like at 18 people are like, yeah, like why does the world just reward hard work? Like why is the world so unfair? Well, I still feel that way at like my age. Like why is it so unfair? Like why weren't my efforts rewarded? You know?
Mhm. I do.
And like I'm 28, bro. Like that's why I was saying like when I thought about like apply again for a PhD, and if I could get maybe my mom to spot me for the application fee, it's like,
Mhm.
oh well, one, I'm bankrupt. Collections is calling. Well, like knows it's like that episode knows that I'm like social, I'm like Black Mirror. It's like everything just went wrong, and I'm aware of how everything can go wrong, and it still went wrong, and it's like, um, yeah, I really care and respect you so much. I really hope we can just not ever like not be friends, but like not like I need someone too besides like yeah yeah I need someone too.
Of course.
I can't just be like on my own, especially if my parents die, you know?
Mm.
I don't even see my dad that much because I think he's just like disappointed in me. He's just like mainly my mom who like talks to me in the morning and just goes to work. So I still only have like a few clips of my dad, like a handful of them. I have some more now where he's just like answering life questions, a couple. So, and he has a YouTube channel where he at least talks about like just everyday stuff. Not everyday stuff, but he made like 4 videos of him just like talking about what he was doing that day. Like, oh, here I am at the park, you know. Um, you don't mind if I just talk or ramble, right?
No, you're good.
Um, did so much, Cameron, and like I know everyone works hard, but it's like I taught like thousands of students. I taught like, and if we're just talking on one-on-one lessons that I've done for teaching English and music, I've taught like over 200 students. I contributed to so many clubs at universities and high schools growing up in Ontario and Quebec. I did so much, like made lessons plans, all these things for students, marked papers. Yeah, some of them add me on Facebook and stuff, but we don't really talk. It's awkward and weird. Um, but like, why did I end up this way? And ChatGPT does black pill me every single time I talk to it, and I do ask for the black pill, like the dark realities and truths about life. And it's like, yeah, I go homeless, but then a couple days ago, I started asking for the white pill, and it's like, okay, it's good you're asking for also the optimistic scenario. So he was like, I'll just say it. It was like, just as anything can go wrong at any point in life, there's also the chance that anything can go well. So your finances might tank and you might go bankrupt, but it might finances can flip anytime. Like you could end up becoming a millionaire, stuff like that. And like, okay, maybe a millionaire is exaggeration, but like your finances could stabilize. Like good things can also happen at any time. Um, and then I'm like, but nothing has still happened. Oh, and the scariest thing was like I asked it about like what happens to people like me, like when I reached a point in my life where I had like issues with my ex-boyfriend,
Uh-huh.
parents wouldn't support me that much anymore because I was aging. Like, I'm not like 12 anymore, right?
Uh-huh.
And then financial issues, like, and it said like, yeah, a lot of people in your situation, if no, there's like when they're experiencing a mix of all these things, like legal, financial, and social, like poor quality on all those regards, yeah, they go homeless. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to go homeless, obviously. Oh, and I only had the idea to even like ask my like start like this project of like asking my parents deeper questions about life and meaning, or just
Uh-huh.
like today I did like a recording with my mom, like just like her voice, like asking her how she handles relationships with my dad, like how she handles her conflicts with my dad, stuff like that. How do you and dad handle problems and life disagreements together? How do you guys argue in a healthy way? But I'm like, again, if they had died at any point before 2025 when I had this idea, I would not have any of this, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like, am I dumb?
No, not at all.
I should have started doing this when I was like 18. Like, wait, let's make like a video like series of my parents where they just answer deep life questions. Again, if they had died earlier, like I wouldn't have any of this. Like, am I fucking dumb? And then it's just like 2 years later or something. I'm just getting older, like maybe 2 or 4 or 5, 10 years later, like will I look back on and think again, like, ah, shit, I should have done this video series with my parents, you know what I mean? What other
Yeah.
regrets will I have that will actually like that I can't live without? So there like I don't think I can live without live knowing that I never even tried to like video record my parents when I realized it. Funny, like I don't want to become a PhD student again. I just go through the uncertainty of it all and look back at my life and see how much more time I was wasting. Ian Gold was right, like when he told me, but that's my plans to study. Um, like continue my PhD and like so okay, he's wrong and right. So again, remember how I told you when I just was like so over McGill and the whole drama at the department, like with
Yep.
everybody. Honestly, it takes a while. Like it takes like years of reflection to realize like who was like actually toxic and like what was actually real. Yeah, no, oh my god, it's like really like dramatic. Like not dramatic, but like there were like drama there that I don't think shouldn't even happen. And I'm happy I'm gone in some ways. But I had that offer to go to York, right? Immediately after my PhD at McGill was up. But I decided, okay, no, I want to just be a housewife. Everything in life is a risk, and maybe some things are more risky than others. But I'm just gonna take the risk and date Nino and like, I don't know, eventually have a kid with him in a year or something. And then that relationship blew up in my face. But so I'm like, fuck, maybe I now have a regret. Like, maybe I should have just gone to York. And like while I was like at York, just video record my parents and done like that video series there where I just interview them and shit. And also tell me like, am I like what do you think about me? Like, am I like not like to honestly tell me the truth? Because you know we talk to people, it's like, oh, like it's you're amazing, you're so pretty, you're so like kind, or like stuff like that. Like now, like what is happening to my brain? Like, what's a brutal, honest take? Like, am I like not like, am I dumb? Not dumb. Okay, fine. But like, am I like not emotion? Am I not like? Am I like? Why didn't I realize all these things earlier? Like, how did I not video record my own family
You didn't
and
do
myself?
anything
Like,
wrong. You just didn't value those things at that earlier in your life, and now you value them. It's not like you didn't do anything wrong in the past. You just your values have changed. That's all.
my values have changed. That's a really good way to put it. Honestly, I wrote that on like to my diary today. I hope it's okay if you let you know that. I'm like, yeah, like okay, maybe it's because my values have changed, right?
Yep.
So what was I like then in my early 20s, like, or like before, like I just didn't like. Why was I okay? I was thinking like I was actually okay with like not having a recorded life, but now it really started to hit me when I started losing a lot of photos because my phone broke, so I lost like lost my photos from 2019 to 2020. I only have like 50 photos or something from those years.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm feeling older, like I feel like the younger generation is just gonna overtake me and stuff. Well, actually, I don't know. There's two things. I look at the younger generation and I'm like, damn, they're just gonna overtake me. But then I'm like, wait a minute, no, the economy is way harder for them too. And like, even though they have access to tech, they have so much more tech limitations. Like before, phone plans are cheaper. What else is there? Oh yeah, you didn't have to pay for storage and stuff. Okay, my email has now storage limits, stuff like that, unless you pay
Yeah,
for it. I'm like, they have access to tech, but limitations. And oh, and like YouTube, it actually ended up removing one of my videos. So I'm like, even like platforms like have more like strict content moderation limitations.
yeah,
And it wasn't like, yeah, like okay, so I made like a recording of me talking about my life struggles, like feeling like I was talking about how like I didn't have money, all these things, and it like flagged the video, and I was like, well, like
yeah.
I
The
can't.
algorithm can be can be really stupid at times.
Yeah, but it's actually I didn't even publicize it though, so I'm like, it's like one of the video shorts that I sent to you. You know what I mean? Like, cause I'm like, yo, everything in life is hard. I can't do it alone, and that is how I'm really feeling. And it like flagged that video, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's not even public. Cause someone's watching. You know what I mean?
Possibly.
No, for sure. And it's like, anyways, they flagged the video, but I'm just like, for mental health or something. What was Okay, so my mom got me booster juice,
Yeah.
and it's a small stuff like this where I'm like, fuck, if my mom died, how the fuck am I gonna like live life? My brothers have made it clear they are not supporting anyone, like, and I'm like, even if I did have money, I was like, fuck, okay, I was talking to ChatGPT, like, even if my finances or like life changed for the better in a couple of years, like, because even my dad was like saying like before, like, life can change for the better, like, just keep going. You don't know when you're gonna get your next opportunity that's actually good for you. Like, but like even if that did happen, I'm like, okay, how am I gonna pay for aging parents? Like, even if I like, maybe they'll live with my brothers. They'll choose to do that. Maybe so I won't have to worry about like. But then it's like they help me so much as well, so I might have to help them. So it's like, how am I gonna pay for aging parents? Even if my finances change for the better, and I end up like at least with like a survivable income to cover basic needs, it's like unless if my parents ever need me at that point and I'm able to give, and if you ever need me, like then the problem I'll have there is like the responsibility. Like that's the reason why I'm worried about having a child. It's like I know there's no perfect conditions for anything, but it's like that's so much responsibility. Like I have to help. I have to help all these people. I'll have to help my child. I'll have to help my parents. I'll have to help you, or like just friends who if Mick ever came back, I'd have to help Mick. And it's just like that's just a different kind of stressful life. You know what I mean? A child, you can't just abandon it. Parents, like they supported me, and like at least for me, I actually realized like fuck yeah, I feel like I do need to help them for sure more than I have. Like, I would let them stay in my apartment in Montreal, stuff like that, free and stuff, but like, I feel like I need to do more. So, how is that gonna be a better life? It's just a life of burdened responsibility?
Uh-huh.
And then I don't know if I'll be renting. Let's say like I said, if my finances improve, I don't know if I'll be renting or owning or something. Straight mortgage usually look like. So then I'd have to, if I rent, there are trade-offs there too. I have to be worried about paying monthly rent and then getting kicked out if I never pay the rent. For owning a house, even if I completely pay off the house, I have to be worried about the property tax, maintaining that shit, like dealing with emergency maintenance costs. And don't get me started, like on by then if I'm locked in on having a child, like imagine like the oh shit, the emotional, oh my god, emotional financial responsibility there. Like you can't just like turn off a child, you know? You can't like unsubscribe from a child. Okay, so I dropped my booster juice drink and thank God didn't spill everywhere. But they should really make like more like sturdy cups. But Brandon, seriously, like I knew about, so there's two things I do want to ask you about. One, so the first thing is like, well, actually three things. So two personal questions and one deep life question. Because like I need to start asking people deep life questions. So the first personal life question is like, if even if people have better finances or make it financially, dealing with the stress of responsibility with like that kind of with a more financially secure lifestyle, um like isn't that like stressful, or like isn't that bad in some way too? Because like what kind of life is that? I remember at McGill, right, I was on my own, I was paying my own bills and everything, but look at the life I lived. I was just like stuck in an apartment. Yeah, I could pay for my food and
Mhm.
shelter and some activities, but it's like, look at that life, it's still so sad.
True.
I wasn't responsible for my own well-being. Like, what kind of life is that? Like, how is that any better of a life in some ways than like just barely living? Like, what do you think about that? And the second question would be like, um, what is the earliest like what's the earliest childhood memory you had that was really meaningful? Like, I think I told you, for example, when I was 9, I realized like crap, like I realized the actual like I made the yeah, I realized that like I realized mortality and it scared me, and like I'm like everyone one day will die at some point. But I brushed it off because I was still a child. Anyways, maybe we could start with like that one, like the personal question. Oh no, no, start with the deeper question. What is the earliest childhood memory you've had that deeply impacted you?
Earliest childhood memory that was impactful.
Yeah, like shaped you where you're like, oh man.
Um, Good question.
I'm eating a biscuit, but it's okay.
My earliest memory is
Mm-hmm.
probably being 4 year is my fourth birthday,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if that would necessarily be impactful. But it's certainly my earliest memory.
What's one that like left an impression on you where you're like it just shaped how you view the world?
Hmm. I don't really know because it's kind of it. There isn't one particular memory. Like your perspective on the world is the complex culmination of disparate memories. So I can't really disentangle them and it like
Mm-hmm.
disentangle my early memories acutely enough to be able to isolate a particular impactful memory.
Then it could be in multiple memories. Maybe you could like, was there what was like 1 year of your life where things happened that like, yeah, changed you?
Um, I'm trying to think. Because again, it's all very complicated. Because there's,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's all very complicated.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, we can go to like my personal question. So, even if you have like a more stable life, like financially, like if people get to that point in life, or like,
Uh huh.
yeah, like how is that any better of a life when the responsibility of maintaining that lifestyle, even if you live minimally, is extremely limiting and stressful? Like when you're paying for yourself, you start to realize the limitations of your resources. Like you can't like depending on like how much you have, like you can't like for me at least, when I was like more financially stable as a graduate student, it's not like I can afford to like travel every single weekend. And you start to also
That's
realize
true.
you can't like eat expensive things.
That's true.
And then you also can't. So for me, I was living barely alive in some cases.
Mhm.
So what is the point of this kind of like financial security or more stability when it feels like you're just living so like as bad as somebody else who doesn't have financial security, you know? Because you're trapped in like so many responsibilities.
Yeah. So life is very tough and very stressful. That is true. At the end of the day, though, well, it's like you either find things that keep you going and make your life worth living, or you don't.
I don't. So the last thing is like I really don't think I keep going without my parents at all though.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Um, and every day, you know how I exist. I told you, even if I feel hopeless, I'm still unconsciously trying just by the fact that I exist.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know if Neil's gonna come back or something, or Glenn will ever come back, or if when my parents will pass away. Um, huh. So I can't believe this is my life at this age. Okay, well, like it seems like I've dried out, but like I hope you can sleep well. I don't know if I'll have night sweats later, if in general, but it's like I hope you also like. Well, I don't want to say you specifically, but like, yeah, bro, I'm just tired of being alone too. Because even when I have night sweats, I'm like, yeah, I feel like somebody should be there, but no, I'm alone. So,
I know that feeling.
okay, well, I hope you have a good night.
I hope you have a good night as well.
Thank you, Mr. B. Good night.
Okay, good night.